Johnny Depp is an actor everyone talks about. Someone loves him, someone envies him, someone hates him. Even the brightest stars have their shadows, and behind the glitter of Hollywood often hide shocking secrets. In a world where every step of a celebrity is tracked by millions, only a few dare to truly be themselves. Depp is not just an actor, he's a phenomenon, a living legend whose career, it would seem, was woven from the most whimsical dreams and the darkest nightmares. His path is a continuous journey into the unknown, where each new turn was more unpredictable than the last. Can you imagine that behind the mask of Jack Sparrow hides a person who himself feels like an outsider in this world? Today, let's talk about his character and listen to what others say about him. This month, there were interesting words from people who had never spoken about Johnny Depp before. In my personal opinion, sometimes it's better to keep silent than to say something. Before we dive deeper into this amazing story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video so you don't miss new, exciting stories. Johnny Depp, a name that has become synonymous with eccentricity, freedom, and uncompromising individuality. From the very beginning of his career, he rejected well-trodden paths, choosing instead trails that led to the most hidden corners of the human soul. He never sought to be just a pretty boy from a magazine cover, although his appearance easily allowed him to win millions of hearts. Instead, he consciously chose roles that allowed him to explore the darker, more complex, and often uncomfortable aspects of human existence. His choice of characters is not just acting, it's a deep immersion into the world of those who stand apart, who feel different from others. Edward Scissorhands, Willy Wonka, Sweeney Todd, Jack Sparrow, each of them is a vivid reflection of Depp's own inner world, his striving for freedom of self-expression, and his rejection of any boundaries. Tim Burton, his longtime collaborator and friend, has repeatedly noted his unique approach. Johnny is the kind of actor who can completely transform, become someone else. He doesn't just play a role, he lives it. It's amazing to watch, Burton said. Helena Bonham Carter, who has starred with him in many films, added, "He's always interesting to work with. He brings something unpredictable, something you never expect. It makes every take unique." Johnny has always been an artist at heart, and filmmaking became a huge canvas for him on which he painted his boldest images. He didn't just play characters, he created them, endowing them with unique gestures, facial expressions, voices, and even gaits. It seems that he's not afraid to look ridiculous, strange, or even repulsive if it helps him better reveal the essence of his character. His work with Tim Burton is a vivid example of such creative symbiosis, where two unconventional geniuses find in each other the perfect partner for realizing their boldest ideas. Together, they created a whole gallery of unforgettable characters that became iconic and forever entered the history of cinema. Can every actor truly afford such creative freedom, or is it a privilege for only a few? His eccentricity manifests not only on screen but also in everyday life. He doesn't wear designer suits if they don't reflect his own style, and he's not afraid to appear in public in unusual clothing. His houses, his cars, his interests, all of this reflects his unique worldview. He collects strange things, is interested in the history of piracy and Native American culture, and plays guitar in a rock band. This authenticity, this faithfulness to himself, even if it goes against generally accepted norms, attracts millions of fans worldwide. They see in him not just an actor, but a symbol of freedom, a person who is not afraid to be themselves in a world where so many people try to conform to others' expectations. This nonconformity to societal norms sometimes leads to misunderstandings, but Johnny, it seems, has never regretted his choice. He prefers to be real rather than perfect. Keira Knightley, who starred with him in Pirates of the Caribbean, once said, "He was so meticulous about the details when he played Jack. He created him out of nothing, and it was fascinating. He was always one step ahead, always inventing something new for his character." And Gore Verbinski, the director of the same franchise, added, "Johnny has a rare ability to be completely present in the moment, and at the same time go beyond the script to bring something of his own, something absolutely brilliant." However, behind this mask of an eccentric rebel hides a deep and sensitive nature. Johnny has always admitted that he finds it difficult to watch himself on screen, as he immerses himself so deeply in the role that he feels discomfort watching another version of himself. This testifies to his incredible dedication to his profession and the emotional depth with which he approaches each character. He doesn't just play a role, he becomes it. This ability to transform sometimes borders on a psychological experiment, where the actor completely dissolves into his character. It's dangerous, but that's what makes his performance so unforgettable and convincing. The path to self-determination, from teen idol to master of transformations at the beginning of his career, even before becoming an icon of eccentricity, Depp was known as a teen idol thanks to his role in the series 21 Jump Street. This period brought him instant fame and an army of fans, but at the same time, it became a kind of cage for him. He felt trapped within the confines of a good boy image, which did not correspond to his true creative nature. Johnny sought to break free from commercial cliches and prove that he was capable of much more than just playing standard heartthrobs. It was then that his collaboration with Tim Burton began, which became a turning point in his life and career. Burton saw in him not just an attractive appearance, but depth, sensitivity, and a desire to explore darker and more complex themes. Their first joint work, Edward Scissorhands, became iconic for both. This film not only cemented Depp's reputation as an actor capable of deep transformations, but also defined his subsequent creative path. The role of Edward, a kind but misunderstood creature who cannot find his place in the human world due to his otherness, perfectly reflected Depp's own inner search. "Edward is essentially me," Johnny admitted in an interview, emphasizing how much he identified with this character. This role allowed him to express the alienation he may have felt in the world of show business. For decades, Depp continued to impress audiences with his willingness to experiment. He was not afraid to take risks, choosing roles that were far from the mainstream but allowed him to unleash the full spectrum of his talent. From the mystical Inspector Ichabod Crane in Sleepy Hollow, to the charming but Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland, each character was thought out to the smallest detail. Every element of his performance, from his manner of speaking to the slightest gesture, created a unique persona. His ability to delve into the psychology of a character and convey it on screen is one of the most prominent features of his acting prowess. He is not afraid to be grotesque or even repulsive if it is necessary for a truthful portrayal of the hero. This courage distinguishes him from many of his colleagues who often limit themselves to safe, star roles. Depp the artist, brush, guitar, and acting as forms of self-expression. Depp doesn't limit his creativity to cinema alone. He is known as a talented artist whose paintings often reflect his inner world and vision of the world. His painting, like his acting, is characterized by eccentricity and depth. He is also a passionate musician, a virtuoso on the guitar, and a member of the rock band Hollywood Vampires, where he plays alongside music legends Alice Cooper and Joe Perry. Music for him is another way to express himself, to unleash emotions that cannot always be conveyed in words or even through acting. When Johnny picks up a guitar, it's like his fingers become an extension of his soul, said Joe Perry from Aerosmith. He doesn't just play notes, he feels the music on some deep level. It's real rock and roll unadorned. Alice Cooper added, "He's a real musician, not just an actor messing around with a guitar. He gives himself completely to the music, and it's infectious." This versatility and constant search for new forms of self-expression are key features of his character. He never stands still, always looking for new challenges and opportunities for growth. This makes him not only an outstanding actor but also a truly interesting personality. His lifestyle, often perceived as quirky, is an extension of his creative self. He doesn't chase trends but creates them himself. His vintage clothing, numerous accessories, tattoos that tell stories of his life, all of these are elements of his personal brand that reflect his unique vision of the world. This openness and reluctance to conform attracts millions of people who appreciate him for his sincerity, and courage to be different. He has become an idol for those who are not afraid to stand out from the crowd, who strive to live by their own rules, not by societal norms. Depp's personal world, privacy, struggle, and authenticity behind the scenes of Hollywood glamour. Johnny Depp has always strived to maintain his privacy. He doesn't like social events and noisy parties, preferring a quiet life with his family. His farm in France, his house in the Bahamas, these are places where he can be himself, away from the watchful eyes of paparazzi and public judgment. He values genuine relationships, deep conversations, and the ability to simply enjoy the moment. However, his life has not always been cloudless. Recent years have brought him many challenges related to personal relationships and lawsuits. These events exposed his vulnerability, showing that even the biggest stars are not immune to human dramas. Nevertheless, despite all the difficulties, Johnny Depp has demonstrated incredible resilience and faithfulness to his principles. He did not break under pressure but continued to fight for his name and reputation. "He's a fighter," said Vanessa Paradis, his former partner. "He will always stand for what he believes in, and that's what I've always valued in him." Tim Roth, who acted with Depp in the film Dead Man, noted his inner strength. "Johnny has an incredible ability to remain calm in the eye of the storm. He knows who he is and doesn't let external circumstances define him. That's real character. His story is not only the story of a successful actor but also the story of a person who is not afraid to be real, with his strengths and weaknesses. He is a living example that the most valuable thing is to be true to yourself, even if it requires tremendous effort. He inspires millions of people to be bolder, to defend their individuality, and not to be afraid to go against the current. Do you believe that sincerity and authenticity always win, even in the most difficult circumstances? Write your thoughts in the comments. His influence on cinema and culture is hard to overestimate. He changed the perception of what a Hollywood actor can be, proving that talent and originality are more important than commercial success. His films are not just entertainment, they are art that makes you think, feel, and experience. He created a whole world filled with strange but true characters who live in the minds of viewers long after watching the film. This legacy is not only awards and box office receipts. It is millions of inspired hearts that, thanks to Johnny Depp, learn that being different is not a flaw but a real superpower. Even in his manner of communication, Depp demonstrates deep respect for his interlocutor and unforced sincerity. He can be shy in public, but in interviews, he often opens up in unexpected ways, sharing his thoughts and feelings without excessive pomp. His sense of humor, often ironic and self-deprecating, adds even more charm to him. He has never sought to meet others' expectations, and it is this independence that has made him one of the most interesting and influential figures in modern art. His legacy lies not only in his acting work but also in how he has managed to maintain his uniqueness in a world that often tries to homogenize everyone. He proves that true success is not just about money or fame, but also about the ability to be true to oneself, develop one's talent, and influence the world while remaining an authentic personality. Every one of his projects, whether a film, a musical performance, or an art exhibition, is a continuation of his endless search for meaning and self-expression. He is constantly evolving, not afraid to change, but always remaining Depp, unique, inimitable, and unpredictable. His ability to transform extends far beyond the silver screen. He has also changed as a person, adapting to life's challenges, but always retaining his essence. This has not always been easy, but it is precisely these trials that have hardened his character and made him who he is today, a resilient, extraordinary personality who inspires millions. He taught his fans that true beauty lies not in perfection, but in uniqueness, in the ability to be yourself, despite others' judgments. He is living proof that one can follow their own path and achieve success without betraying their values. Besides his charisma and talent, it's worth mentioning his charitable activities, which often go unnoticed by the media. Depp regularly supports children's hospitals, visiting sick children dressed as his iconic characters, such as Jack Sparrow. These visits bring joy and hope to those who need it most. Seeing children's eyes light up when they see Jack, that's the most valuable reward, Johnny admitted. This speaks to his deep humanity and empathy, which are often hidden behind the image of a rebel and an eccentric. He uses his platform to do good quietly, without unnecessary fanfare, which only emphasizes his true nobility. This side of his personality is no less important than his professional achievements. It shows that behind all the masks and roles hides a person with a big heart who strives to make the world a better place. His ability to maintain his authenticity in a world where the pressure on celebrities is enormous is astounding. He never allowed himself to be formatted by Hollywood, always choosing his own path. This defiance of standards has made him not just an actor, but a cultural phenomenon that continues to inspire entire generations. His influence is felt not only in cinema but also in fashion, music, and art, wherever the courage to be different is valued. He is not afraid to speak the truth, even if it goes against public opinion, and this honesty makes him even more appealing to the public. Perhaps one of the most striking features of his character is his loyalty to friends and colleagues. He often works with the same people for many years, which indicates his loyalty and ability to build strong, trusting relationships. This is a rarity in the dynamic world of the film industry, where people change quickly. He values trust and mutual understanding, and this is reflected in his working processes, where an atmosphere of mutual respect and creative freedom prevails. He is not just an actor, he is part of a large creative family. Depp is also known for his subtle sense of humor, which often manifests in his interviews and public appearances. This humor, often ironic and even sarcastic, helps him cope more easily with pressure and not lose touch with reality. He can laugh at himself and at the absurdity of certain situations, which is a sign of true wisdom. This is another facet of his personality that makes him so appealing and relatable to millions. His smile, though rare on screen in his roles, is always genuine and open in real life. His unique ability to create characters who are both recognizable and completely new speaks to a deep understanding of human psychology. He doesn't just memorize lines, he digs deeper, searching for the motivations, fears, and dreams of his characters. This thorough preparation for each role allows him to create multifaceted, living images that resonate with the audience. This is not just work. It is a calling, and Johnny Depp devotes himself to it completely, without reservation. His passion for art is the driving force of his life. He is an example of how one can preserve their identity and remain true to oneself, even when the whole world is watching every step you take. This steadfastness, this devotion to his own principles, makes him a true hero for many who seek to find their own path in life. He proves that being different is not a problem, but an advantage that can open doors to incredible opportunities. His life is a living legend that continues to be written, and each new chapter in it is full of surprises and inspiration. The life of Johnny Depp is an endless dance between light and shadow, between fame and personal trials. He has experienced ups and downs, scandals and triumphs, but has always remained true to his essence. His story is a reminder that true greatness lies not in perfection, but in authenticity, in the ability to be yourself, no matter what. He does not strive for universal recognition, but only for the opportunity to create and live by his own rules. And it is this uncompromising individuality that makes him not just an actor, but a true phenomenon who will forever remain in the hearts of millions. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss even more interesting stories.